I have to tell people 5G is a killer. I'm Mark Steele. Anybody who hasn't heard me. I'm a weapons systems head-up display expert. I'm one of the leading experts in the world. I've actually brought cover in relation to this. And the reason I became an expert was because I invented them. What I'm going to say to you today, do not believe a single word I say. Not one. I want you to do your own research. You'll find it's absolutely terrifying.
This is Mark Steele, self-proclaimed weapons expert and low-tier trash talker. And this man is going to convince you that 5G is killing you.
This 5G rollout is a weapons system. I've got a letter in with central government because I know about weapons systems more than anything other.
This is a documentary about how 5G is, or was, going to destroy us all. I thought, hey, this would be funny to watch, and you know what? I was right. It's insane to think people like this man were going up to people trying to set up city infrastructure and stop them from doing their jobs.
LED streetlights, which he says in Geosat are emitting now 5G.
Right, move away, what's the crack?
Well, lads, I'm just having a word with these Geosat council workers about replacing these transmitters on these lights that are causing harm and assaulting the community. This is an existential threat to the economy, to the environment and humanity.
Well, if these transmitters are everywhere, then everyone's at risk, surely.
Look at that. We found the smartest person in the town. But please allow Mark to explain to you the magic behind this invisible force.
There's a lot of confusion about what 5G is. The G stands for generation. So you started off with the first transmitter system
back in the 1980s.
See everyone, we started off with PS1 and oh damn, we got the cameraman chiming in when Mark has no idea what he's talking about.
Complex signal systems, cleverer pieces of antenna designs, etc., etc. So the whole thing became more data, quicker downloads, etc., etc. However, 5G is something completely different.
Yeah dude, our internet got faster because there is more infrastructure. You could argue at this point already that 5G technology potentially saves lives. I mean, I use a LAN cable exclusively, so does it just affect people with high latency or something?
Shareable transmitters. Just get a good look at that, guys, because obviously I know there's quite a few experts who want to see more detail about the transmitters and the chipsets. Just have a good look, boys.
Oh mate, we got him now. I mean, was that interesting? Do you want more proof? He's got the chip, everyone. He's going to take over the world like in the early 2000s when they made a PS2 nuclear missile bomb guidance system.
As you'll see, it's got a driver, it's got some chip there. It's one chip. Look at the chipsets on this. This is your dystopian world. What did Geosat Council say? I'll tell you what, I think we better send some of these educated fools back to school. Or just send them to prison.
All I can really see is that you drank too much coffee, but enough. I'll let Mark Steele explain.
That's 5G, guys. That's 5G hardware.
Yep, that's the stuff.
5G, first and foremost, is densification. So it's significantly more transmitters at close proximity to a human, and it is also a sophisticated, illegal, unlawful transmitter.
It sounds like the reason iDubbbz got IBS.
Yeah, a high gain dielectric lens antenna, and what that allows 5G transmitters to do is to 3D map its environment in your home.
Guys, they want to know where your toilet is, watch out.
Megahertz frequency is specific for battlefield interrogation systems, so sub-gigahertz. It allows the signal to travel through concrete brickwork with ease.
Not really.
And it can actually data gather. It is a target acquiring system.
Oh my god.
Phased array is basically radar off the battlefield. It is extremely good at identifying targets and being able to lock onto targets.
Is he still talking about 5G?
And not only that, it can specifically target you as an individual. So any judge sitting on an interesting case, let's say, any lawyer, any barrister, anybody doing any work that is potentially controversial, your life could be at threat.
Oh my god, I'm a barista. I used to make coffee.
That you currently have on top of these LED streetlights, masquerading as a control management system, it basically battlefield interrogation equipment.
Obsessed with
The
LEDs.
first phased array unit was actually called Mammoth,
Bro trying to say mammoth.
used by the Germans.
It was a hard cut there, so he screwed up.
To identify Allied aircraft. Obviously, things have moved on significantly since then. Almost immediately, I had neighbours knocking on the door, talking about children bleeding from the nose.
Dude's like the local doctor.
On Facebook. And one neighbour in particular came to my door and mentioned the fact that since the LED street lighting had been installed, she was bleeding from the nose every single night. I thought it was unbelievable. However, I spoke to another neighbour who lived not far from the first lady who mentioned this, and she also confirmed that since the LED street lighting had been installed, she also had started to develop nosebleeds and had never had nosebleeds before in her life.
Her life.
That then put me on a journey to investigate.
Looks like it nearly made you spew.
I measured microwave radiation levels from the transmitters.
No, you didn't. You got stock images from Google.
The basic 868 megahertz. It was significantly higher than the current Council of Europe 1815 resolution, which is a maximum of 600 millivolts. I've measured up to over 3,000 millivolts.
5 times, 5 to 6
Hold up, bro. Are you recording? Wait, I don't care. Continue.
times higher than the guidelines.
Significantly higher
Damn, this
than
music.
the current Council of Europe 1815 resolution.
What is bro talking about? I play at 1440p. That's a way higher resolution.
The Bioinitiative report states that it should be significantly less than that. So we've got the Council of Europe, that's, you know, the international criminal courts are stating that, you know, the learned judges have said that 200 millivolts, and I'm measuring in bedrooms in Gateshead, minimum 600 and up to 4,000.
Does this mean that in 2020, 2021, when 5G is destined to roll out globally, that you're going to get those kind of readings everywhere all the time?
Yes, when 5G. You sound like a villain.
This is going to eviscerate microbial DNA inside human beings, which is our effective operating system, number one.
How it feels to chew 5 gum.
So it may not impact human DNA in laboratory experiments right now, and they're saying it doesn't impact human DNA. But given that human DNA is less than 1% of the cellular DNA in the human body, the rest of the cellular DNA is microbial, and we know that this will eviscerate microbial DNA. So we're talking about a takedown of the operating system of human beings.
Exactly. I couldn't have put it better myself.
Yeah, apparently you fucking couldn't. There is someone here right now, surely, with an Ethernet cord thinking, hell, it could be 6G tech, I don't give a shit, wireless equals lag. I have one of those emo Wi-Fi 6 routers and I haven't even used the function.
So the connection between chemtrails and 5G.
It's all interconnected. The metallized
100%.
particulates, that would allow the 5G phased array, so basically the radar, it would allow it to be able to identify you, so it can watch you, it can identify you in your own home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
For the last X amount of years, we've been through chemtrailing, and that is now the cat is out of the box. We've had these nanoparticulates raining down on humanity for years now, impregnating our bodies, by best accounts staying inside our bodies. Those nanoparticulates, what you're saying, are building up a kind of a phosphorescence glow capability so that we can be flagged up in our homes, behind concrete and steel, inside bunkers, in the basement, doesn't matter where you are. The 5G will be able to now triangulate, map and read you, because you as a living being are impregnated with these nanoparticulates, which are acting as a kind of transmission and reception technology.
It's exactly, absolutely exactly.
I think anyone who puts Wi-Fi into a school should be locked up for the rest of their life. I really do. I think they're not fit to walk on the surface of this planet.
Thanks Barry, you idiot. A quick sidebar, since Mark Steele got people thinking it can affect your DNA, leading to 5G COVID theories.
The story somehow got about that they play a role in the spread of the disease. That's just nonsense. dangerous nonsense as well. And I'm hand over to Steve to say a little bit more about the vital importance of knocking down this rubbish. Yes.
So the 5G story is complete and utter rubbish. It's nonsense. It's the worst kind of fake news. The reality is that the mobile phone networks are absolutely critical to all of us, particularly in a time when we are asking people to stay at home and to not see relatives and friends. But in particular, those are also the phone networks that are used by our emergency services and our health workers. And I'm absolutely outraged, absolutely disgusted that people would be taking action against the very infrastructure that we need to respond to this health emergency. It is absolute and utter rubbish, and I can't condemn it in stronger terms than that.
Back to you, Mark Steele's cameraman.
I've met with molecular and cellular biologists, with blood microscopists, with weapons development experts, frontline activists and researchers, and all the stories I'm hearing from these experts and pundits leads to the same thing. 5G is almost certainly the end game. It is an extinction event.
I didn't even paste that one.
Into our homes, into our classrooms, onto the high street, into the very cells and DNA in our human bodies. It is such a perilous threat that it is almost impossible to
Dude has every reason to scare you.
When the 5G signature goes live, it will tap into a multitude of satellites which are in Geosat orbit around the surface of the Earth. Millions of surface antennas will pick up that signaling and will then scatter the signaling into
Did you see that flashing image?
Of millions of different micro antennas.
That's kind of creepy.
Signaling antenna systems set up on street lamps and even in your home, which you're not aware of incidentally.
Well, I don't use LED light bulbs.
Invariably contain the micro or nanotech lens flare capacitors which will receive the 5G signaling, and it will proliferate the 5G signaling everywhere by exploding the signal into billions of photons which will target everything all at the same time. This is stealth technology. This is invisible science. But what it means in simple terms is that you will be flagged up, visible, trackable inside your own home. Anywhere you move on the surface of the Earth, they will have a lock and load tracking capability over you. You will be visible to invisible masters, each one of us, all the time. Today, our governments and the corporate sector have managed somehow to infiltrate the mainframe of our civilization and are pushing through a $20 trillion infrastructural rollout without any, and I mean without any, health science running behind it. There have been no tests. Your government and your health authorities are either in collusion on this matter of genocide and ecocide, or they're just damned stupid, and I would suggest it is the latter.
What the hell am I watching? Oh, hold up, shout out Newith Media. Sacha Stone, get your priorities, fixed up, please. Don't go to those websites. And every single one of those resources, probably at least the top ones, are very, very questionable. Let's continue.
On that echelon for putting their signatures to contracts which allow the fast tracking of this technology into our homes and onto our high streets. Shame on the parliamentarians and international leadership whose wet ink signatures and seals of office are sanctioning and permissioning the rollout of something which is arguably the greatest threat to humankind. Shame on each one of us who now fail to get up out of our homes, walk out of our front doors, and challenge every so-called authority who dares to violate our bodies, our homes, and our future generations.
Wow.
The interconnected world of the future will be the result of decisions we must make today.
I think he's talking about the PS5.
The main issue before us today is Senate Bill 637 and Senate Bill 894, the former by Senator Hugh and the latter by Senator Knopf. We're going to invite the first four witnesses in support of the legislation, and that would be John Jones with Sprint, David Lewis and Andy Emerson with AT&T, Neil Krevda with Verizon, and Frank Alcavetti Jr. with T-Mobile.
So be straight.
I don't know any of those other UFC fighters.
I'm a certified Microsoft small business specialist.
Yeah, so this is a comprehensive list of people who should probably lose their jobs.
My name is Dr. Angie Kolbeck. I've been reviewing the studies showing the impacts of wireless radiation on our health, and there are now thousands of studies showing the following adverse health impacts to wireless radiation.
Keywords wireless radiation, just general wireless radiation, not particularly 5G.
You know, memory, dizziness, anxiety, brain fog.
Headaches, nosebleeds, cognitive problem, breast cancer. We suddenly have breast cancer in women who have no DNA predisposition. Same brain tumor Ted Kennedy had and John McCain had. Did you look at John McCain's scar? This is a cell phone brain tumor. LeBron James, one of our sports people, had a salivary gland tumor. That is another cell phone tumor. You didn't hear about it because immediately after that was discovered, he was paid by Samsung to become their spokesperson.
Benign. She made it sound like it was life or death.
John Brandt.
Good morning, Mr. Brandt. Wow, this is Amanda from Virginia.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I've been trying to get a hold of you for months now. You guys are covering up chemtrails.
No, we are not covering it. We have no reason to cover up chemtrails.
Of course, you have every reason to cover it up. Every reason. It's called losing your job.
What reasons would that be?
Oh, well, you personally, you would lose your job if you were to reveal anything to me, and it's probably unsafe for you to even be speaking about this, considering the types of individuals you work for.
It's not unsafe.
It is unsafe.
There's no problem with us talking on, you're a citizen, you're making a complaint.
Oh, Lord have mercy on myself.
It's a complaint in an area that we don't have authority to regulate.
It's that damn 5G. Tell me now, government man.
The fifth generation of wireless technology, or 5G as it's being rolled out worldwide without safety testing. Let me say that again, without safety testing. And how we've got scientists and doctors and environmental organizers saying, stop this. Because in terms of the effects of wireless radiation, the science is in. Wireless radiation can lead to cancerous heart tumors, brain tumors, DNA damage. Wireless radiation is linked to infertility, to autism, Alzheimer's, and more. And guess what? All the effects that I just listed, those are some of the effects that are known according to the technology that's being seen today.
But if you expose them to radio frequency, mobile phone waves, they swim in circle.
Convinced. I mean, is that really a radio frequency? That's just fucking annoying. I'd probably run in circles if I was hearing that shit too.
One interesting case, John Patterson. He was a telecommunications engineer in Sydney, Australia. Very brilliant man.
For 20 years, John tested Telstra digital systems. Over the time, he realised the dangers of electromagnetic radiation.
It disrupts the bioelectric system of your body, which is really your brain, your nervous system, how your muscles talk.
And he tried warning of these effects through different agencies, through his company.
Got all the test gear out and measured it and drew up a report, and I was immediately removed from service.
Finally, in 2007, he took matters into his own hand. He commandeered a used British Army tank and went and destroyed 6 cell phone towers in Sydney, Australia, because he wanted to stop this. He was trying to make a point.
The message was that how dangerous it was.
Okay, smart technology, smart meters, smart cars, not that smart, huh? What does smart mean?
Anything that has smart attached to it, secret militarised armaments in residential technology. That's where smart came from. And smart, every bit of technology that you see today has all been developed for either some type of battlefield, some type of intelligence gathering system, and obviously these developments have to be commercialised, and people have actually took them into their homes.
will eventually, in a smart grid, have an antenna that's embedded into it that will transmit your usage data to a smart meter.
Those are 2.4 gigahertz appliances. They're not even 5 gigahertz.
Though that radar signal sweeping the countryside will kill every pollinator, every biological structure, it will sterilise livestock, it will kill the ground, consequently land won't have a value, obviously farmers will die.
Debunked.
The community will be under attack. The community will be under attack. If we can't produce food, if we kill all the pollinators, we're in serious trouble. Dementia, diabetes, all the things that are currently crippling the NHS, a burden on the country, illness, mental health issues, the focus of that cause can be identified and has been identified in the science. The science is proven. The epidemiological data that we're seeing on the street is now substantiating that science.
This is where it led to. 2 years later, the repercussions of such ideas hindered everyone in a way that was much worse than breaking towers. Crowds of people with a virus. 5G didn't cause this, but the idea of people like Mark Steele certainly helped contribute.
Your body can't handle this new 5G. It's not built for it. And yet lots more people are going to be ill.
These false theories have been contagious.
BBC News at 2 o'clock. This is Nikki Cardwell. Police have broken up a group of around 25 people protesting about the lockdown in central London. The demonstration took place near to the A&E units of St Thomas's Hospital.
5G, tyranny, get used to this. Tyranny, fascism, fascism, fascism.
Major health organisations have said that 5G is safe and that there's absolutely no link between it and coronavirus.
Arrest Bill Gates! Arrest Bill Gates! Arrest Bill Gates!
So where did the idea come from? And how far are its believers prepared to go?
You're gonna be poisoned. Are you gonna stand for that? Well, we're not standing for it. It isn't coronavirus.
I'll leave you with this clip as a reminder to how even some of the most crazy theories out there get traction, and how it's almost like looking back on how people thought the world was going to end in 2012.
And some think it's an excuse for forced global vaccination. It all comes back to a fear that 5G is harmful to human health. There's no credible evidence to support that. But that hasn't stopped wild speculation online, and celebrities have been super spreaders. US singer Keri Hilson was one of the first. She shared this now debunked video of an alternative doctor in March.
And I'll finish with anybody want to make one guess as to where the first completely blanketed 5G city in the world was. Exactly.
Keri later tweeted that her management asked her to remove the post. What the doctor said wasn't true, but the idea was infectious, and anti-5G posts went viral. On the first day of lockdown, MIA tweeted, then later removed, this.
Here's the broadband that they're digging up to install. Why are these men here?
Then Callum Best put a post on Instagram. So did Lee Ryan from boy band Blue. Like so many of these posts, it's since been deleted. Then Hollywood actor Woody Harrelson. These messages were coming up on all of our feeds, and they weren't stopping. Amanda Holden said she accidentally tweeted a link to this petition. But 4 hours after she shared it, the page had over 120,000 signatures.
And don't forget to see Sacha Stone live.
How we reclaim conscience and how we begin to tell the story ourselves.
Just like 5G.